Good morning, Chickadoes and Chickadees. Today is Monday, October 5th, and this is your video lesson. This is actually an updated video lesson because the first time around I messed up. In the assignment in itself, it actually makes a copy for you, so you don't have to make a copy. So if you already did that, I'm so sorry. Jump back into the video, or sorry, into the Zoom call, or email me. I'll help you how to turn in your assignment. But this is for everyone else who has not opened it, done it, started it. All right, so we are still in Unit 2. We're looking at our multi-genre unit where we're looking at different styles of writing and understanding the components of that style of writing, what we call tenets. Tenets meaning like the rules, the expectation, the format that a piece has to be written to be considered that kind of piece. What has to be done in order for it to be considered a poem or a short story or a novel or an essay. So we're just looking at different styles of writing and being able to identify which is which and what is what, and in turn writing our own kind of pieces. So we're in our text set 2 where we're looking at multicultural pieces. So we had Dia de los Muertos, and today's piece, a short story, In the Family by Maria Elena Llano. It's focusing on this spooky, scary story type of mentality, in spirit of the holidays, the spirit of what's going on, just a good short story. So that's what you're going to do today. You're going to read today's short story by Maria Elena Llano called In the Family, and you are going to document that you read it in the form of annotations. Annotations is just a fancy word for writing on the text. So we're going to be writing on the text in a digital manner. So you're going to go to the documents, and the way it's posted this way, I forgot, I'm remembering, I'm learning, I'm sorry I messed up. But the way it's done, when you open it, it creates your own document. So when you open it, this should be your personal copy. The way you'll know is if your name pops up in the upper left-hand corner where the title is, right here next to the blue page. So once you see your name there, you know you're good. This is your copy that you're submitting. So what you're going to do is read the story from beginning to end. So just by doing that alone doesn't prove to me that you actually do it or that you actually did it. So annotations is a way to document that we did read it. It's a way to interact with the text. Think of it when you're watching a movie or a TV show, and you start yelling at the TV. It's like, oh my God, don't you see him? Why would you do that? He's just doing that because she knows that he's wrong, or she's doing that because you're interacting with the piece. You're interacting with the movie, with the TV show, even though you know they're not going to stop and talk to you. Like, why did you do that? Well, you see, Nicole, the reason why, no, that's not going to happen. But we're still interacting. We're showing that we are engaged and that we are understanding. Same thing goes with reading. We can interact with our reading through annotations. We can go in there and mark it up. So this is how you can do it in a digital manner. So in your document, some of the ways that we could do annotations, I know the way I do annotations is one, I do summaries. Depending on how long the work is, especially if it's a couple of pages, I may want to throw in a summary every page just to track my understanding and remind myself what has been happening so far. Again, these are just notes. So like I can go at the bottom of the page, highlight something, and you'll see this little white circle with a gray black box and a white cross or plus sign in the middle. You're going to add a comment, and you can do, I can spell, summary, and then write 1 through 4 sentences of a summary here, just to remind myself what has happened so far. And I can do that every page, every other page, every paragraph, or every other paragraph. Again, whatever suits you, because these are your notes. So one way I do annotations to interact with the text is I write summaries of what's going on so far. Another way to annotate is I ask questions. If I just don't understand what's going on, if I like, why would he do that? What's the purpose of the mirror? Why is everyone so afraid of the mirror? Like, ask those questions. Like if there's an error, like, oh, like what's this? What is this? You can ask a question. Okay? Whether or not it gets answered later on or as you read, that's okay. You're still interacting. Another way that I do annotations is vocabulary. If I come across words that I really don't know, I don't just gloss over them and keep on going. I go back and try to figure it out just so I can see what's going on in that sentence. So I would highlight the word. Let's say forgot what astonishment meant, and I can use context clues. I can see what's going on around to kind of figure out what that word meant. Or I could just copy paste into Google Dictionary and get the definition there and then write the definition over here just to remind myself, hey, this is what the word means, and this is going to help my overall understanding of what's happening in this sentence, in this paragraph, in the entire piece. You can also connect. You can connect to it. It's like, oh yeah, this reminds me of the time when at grandma's house, at uncle's house, at my friend's house. Like, you can create a little connection by briefly writing down one of your memories or an anecdote, a small memory, a brief moment. So those are the ways that I connect and document my reading to show that I am actually reading the piece in the form of annotations, marking up the text. I write summaries. I ask questions. I do vocabulary words that I'm unfamiliar with, and I make connections, personal connections, times that I've experienced that. One more way, since we're dealing with short story, we're looking at genre and we're looking at the tenets of a short story, of what makes a short story. We should already be envisioning that plot structure format from elementary school, that little mountain thing, that exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, resolution, and the denouement. So the exposition is that opening information, that background information. Think of it like a prologue in a play. So if you see any pieces of information that kind of sets up the story for us, you can highlight it, annotate it, and put it as exposition. If you see small little problems happening, then label them as rising action. Wherever you see the climax occurring, highlight it and label it climax. As you see the falling action resolution, like the solution to the problem, the climax, then highlight it and note it as the falling action resolution. Denouement is what makes a short story a short story. The denouement is the ending. It's the part of the piece where it lets us know the story is over. There's no comebacks. There's no twosies. There's no part 2, part 17 like we see in some movies. It is over. It is done. So that's how we know. And what makes a short story is the denouement. So wherever you see the denouement occurring, usually it's at the very end. All the loose ends are tied up. You can label that as the denouement. So, summary, questions, vocabulary, personal connections, and labeling the parts of the story for short story structure. If you have any questions about how to do it, how to upload it, to submit your assignments, remember I'm available for tutoring. The Zoom calls are available for you. You can come in whenever you need to. And then we also have after school tutoring from 6 to 10 using the student homework support in Portal, or you can access it through our page. It's in the In Case You Missed It notes. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the story, and I'll hear from you soon. Bye, guys.